Hi everyone. Today we're going to take a look at the Husqvarna Viking model 190 made in Sweden. These instructions will apply to many machines that look similar to this machine. More information will be in the description below. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with an overview of the sewing machine. So on the back of this sewing machine, we have 2 spool pins and a thread guide. Moving forward, we have your tension assembly, we have your tension, we have your take-up arm, we have your stitch length selector, and moving it to green does the stretch stitches here. We have your stitch selector, works like a radio dial, so turning it moves the selector left and right. Coming down, we have another thread guide above the needle. This machine takes standard size needles that you find at Walmart, Joann's, and Hobby Lobby. The flat part of the needle will face the back of the machine. It does use proprietary Viking feet and bobbin cases. You'll get plenty of those with this machine. To the right is the hand wheel. The hand wheel turns towards you or counterclockwise. Coming down, we have your reverse button. This switch you may or may not have on your model is for needle up, needle down, and in the middle is neutral, meaning the needle will stop wherever you let go of the pedal. The next switch is going to be your full speed and half speed, which limits the speed of your sewing if you need to sew slower, and then your power button, which disengages the motor and the light. Coming over to the right just a little bit, you'll see this thread guide. This is for winding a bobbin. I'll show you that in a moment. And then this is your bobbin winder located over here. This machine also has a handle. One of the very cool things about this machine is even though it's a bit older, it looks very modern, and it's also relatively light. I'll try and get the weight on this machine and put it in the captions on the screen now. Before you try and open the free arm, make sure your bobbin door is closed, because I didn't have mine closed. So you have a free arm. It's also an accessory storage tray, so you get, plenty of space for your accessories, your bobbins, your feet, everything that came with the machine. Stores nicely in there. Even though the bobbin is located down here behind this accessory tray and extension bed, you can still open it and access it very easily. Okay, that's it for the machine overview. Let's move on to threading the machine. Okay, so in order to thread this sewing machine, what you want to do is take your thread from your spool pin, place it in the rear thread guide, making sure your presser foot is up first. Run it through one of the 2 sides of the tension assembly. It does not matter which one. Come straight down, make a U-turn to come up. Thread your take-up arm from right to left and bring the thread straight down. You'll catch the thread guide above the needle, and then you want to thread the needle from front to back. I'm going to pause the video and do that now. Okay, now that we have the machine threaded, let's move on to bobbin winding. Okay, so many people that are familiar with sewing might wonder why I threaded the machine first without winding a bobbin first. This machine has a really handy feature, and that is that it can wind a bobbin from the thread coming out of the needle. So in order to do that, you want to make sure your presser foot is up, your needle is above the presser foot, and that your thread is underneath the presser foot, just like you are about ready to start sewing. Then you're going to take your thread and you're going to take it over to the thread guide here, pivot this thread guide out, grab your bobbin. You want to make about 4 or 5 revolutions around your bobbin so that it's started first. Okay, we're going to catch that thread guide on the way to the side of the machine. And on the side of the machine is your bobbin winder. So go ahead and place your bobbin winder over the shaft. And this machine will automatically disengage the sewing mechanism when you do this. You don't need to declutch or anything like that. And press your foot pedal. Okay, when your bobbin is full, the machine automatically disengages. So let's go ahead and take our bobbin off. Put our thread guide back down. Move our thread to the back of the machine. Then we're going to grab our bobbin case. So our bobbin case, we want the inside of the bobbin case facing us. And we want the thread coming off the bobbin, off the top of the bobbin, and to the right. Placing the bobbin into the bobbin case, find the notch where the thread goes through here and work it all the way up to here. So now we're ready to place our bobbin case into our hook. We will place this hole over the shaft in the hook right here. With the top of the bobbin at 12 o'clock, or the finger on the bobbin at 12 o'clock. Just push it in securely. Give it a tug to make sure it's in there good. And now you're ready to go. Let's go ahead and bring the thread up. We're going to, turning the hand wheel counterclockwise towards us, we're going to bring the needle all the way down and all the way back up and give the top thread a tug. The loop that pops up is going to be your bottom thread. And you're going to go ahead and take both of your threads, place them under the foot, and put them towards the back of the machine. And now we're ready to begin sewing. Okay, let's get to sewing. So I'm going to start out with 2 layers of cotton fabric. I'm not going to do all of the stitches on camera. I'm going to do a few and I'll complete the stitch sample and then I'll come back and show you. But let's start off with just a standard straight stitch. I'm going to bring it down to garment length, approximately 2.5 millimeters. And I'm going to be doing a reverse after I do a few stitches. And that hum is because I have the needle down turned on. So I'll go ahead and turn that off so you guys can hear it without that for a minute. Let's do a wide zigzag. Now you'll notice the needle stopped wherever I let go of the pedal. And this machine effectively has 14 stitches if you don't count the different widths of zigzag and the left needle position. But it does have it, oh, it also has a buttonhole, but it does have pretty much everything you'd ever need to construct any type of garment, including knit and stretch materials. Here it even has overcasting stitches so that you can survive without a serger. Right, let's move on to the multi-point zigzag. Bring our stitch length down to 1. This is your stitch length, this slider here. And it probably won't come through on video how smooth and quiet this machine is because it's right near the camera and it's on a bouncy table, but this is an incredibly smooth machine. It's very nice to use. Okay, so let's do a couple straight stitches while I'm on camera and then I'll do the rest off camera. I'm sorry, stretch stitches, and then I'll do the rest off camera and show you when I'm finished. And you can sew quite so. I'm just going quickly for the sake of the video. So there's the stitches we've done so far. I'm going to continue on off video and then I'll show you the stitch sample when it's finished. Okay, we're back finishing up the stitch sample. I'm running out of fabric, so I'm going to have to do two stitches on what's left of this fabric. Have needle down back on, it's very convenient. Okay, let's take a look. Alrighty. Looks really good. This is where I went over top of that stitch to turn the corner. Okay. Well, the tension looks almost perfect. The only thing I would change is just a little tiny bit more tension on the widest zigzag stitch. Looks like that would be helpful. Okay, we're back to do the heavy stuff. So I have a scrap of heavy blue jean denim here. I'm going to fold it once for 2 layers, twice for 4 layers, and then 3 times for 8 layers total. Placing it under the foot. This foot does have a hyperextension. You can get it up higher if you need to. Dropping it down. I'm going to do a straight stitch first. And you see that had no issue at all. And let's try a wide zigzag. Again, it handled it fine. Let's take a look at the results. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Perfect on the top. Pretty perfect on the bottom. Again, could use a little more tension on the wide zigzag stitch, but that's an easy adjustment. So in the beginning of the overview, I forgot to mention 2 things that I think are important for everyone to know. First of all, these letters underneath the stitches tell you which foot you should use for each stitch. So for example, the buttonhole foot says C. And right here on the buttonhole foot, you see the letter C. So that's what that's for. It's a good cheat sheet for you. And then also in the where you place your bobbin case is the button to drop the feed dogs. So feed dogs up and feed dogs down. So if you need to do darning or free motion quilting, you want those feed dogs to be down. And I believe that will do it. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.